Let's get it. I'm trying to put money in your pocket. That crypto wallet. That bing bada bing ching ching big profit. Even when the market's sideways, I'm looking for ways to get paid. I'm checking my coins around breakfast, then again around bedtime. Bet this, it's not financial advice, but I'm always right. 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 I'm always right.
Welcome to the Bleaves Crypto Show. My name is Bleaves. We are coming to you live from Bleaves Studios here in Cleveland, just outside of Chicago. And we're here to talk about this crazy crypto world. And guys, the state of the market is the bull run is over. It is all done. It is completely wiped out. Let me show you the data here. I'm just kidding. We're not even at the sell point. We're not even at the sell point. Guys, the bull market peak indicators are not even flashing at all. At best, you might have Bitcoin dominance rising a little bit. You might have the Bitcoin long-term holder supply. You might have a few of these things tick off over the next month or two, which is exactly what we would be looking to see happen. You know what I mean? Look, guys, I think we're going way higher. I'm going to show you why I think that. I'm gonna break this all down for you, but today we're going to talk about how liquidity is rotating in cryptocurrency and risk assets. And basically, everything right now is starting with gold. So I put a chart together because I have no better use of my time and I don't spend my time wisely. But this is the current liquidity rotation right now that we're watching. Gold, and then after gold pumps, you're going to see Bitcoin pump. After Bitcoin pumps, you're going to see large caps pump. After large caps pump, you're going to see mid caps, and then you're going to see the micro caps. So basically, gold is going to be your biggest asset. And by the way, when I'm talking about this, I'm not saying that that is a better investment or a worse investment. I'm saying that that is going to be a liquidity rotation. Oh, got my WLFI. Oh, man. Look, I don't know. I would like to, if I'm going to get into WLFI, I'm going to get in on a dip. And I don't think that there is enough dip at this point yet for me to even consider it. So I am not watching WLFI. This is a shady sort of market space. So I think everybody's just looking to dump on one another. Like, we're not in kind of a pump mode. So I think I'm better served by just waiting and seeing how bad it gets and then guessing on a reversal than getting in right now. To me, it's just kind of crazy, but you do you. And get in where you fit in, dog. There you go. I threw you some Jacob Fatu. Get in where you fit in. So let's keep going here. This is the current liquidity rotation right now. So what we are watching at this moment is, where is my gold? Gold is continuing to surge. Today it hit an all-time high. It's pumping again. You can see the breakout over the last 7 days. What's happened over the last 7 days in comparison to Bitcoin? Bitcoin down over the last 7 days. And when we start to look at the Bitcoin to gold correlation here, we see the opposite playing out right now. So it would stand to reason that as soon as gold starts to cool off just a little bit, we are looking at another massive surge for Bitcoin. So that's what I would expect to see going on right now. Now, remember, yesterday, the day before, and then every day before and before and before and before that, I've told you, and I've said it repeatedly, that Bitcoin has to blow up before the rest of the market is going to blow up. The reason for that, very, very simple. Bitcoin is what drives the market. Also, Bitcoin is what drives liquidity into altcoins. When people make a bunch of money on Bitcoin, then they start to take on more risk because they've got more money. When they've got more money and they take on more risk, then that means that the other riskier assets will start to pump. And we've been seeing Ethereum show some strength for a few days. It's in a cooling off sort of phase right now. But if you look at it from this context, we just continue a pretty aggressive upward trend right now. So the question is, how far is that going to go? My guesstimate here is going to be 6,000. Remember, I don't have that same level of confidence in Ethereum that I had before. Now, in looking at it from a long-term standpoint, it is safe to say that at some point we're going to go up into this 8,000 or 9,000 range. I'm not sure it's going to be in this market yet. I don't really know. Now, it is possible that we look at this range right here where we were before. If we look at that range, and then we just look at our golden ratio, it maybe gives us kind of a target area where we could say in a best case scenario, and that's what this would be for me anyway, would be a best case scenario. And if you go from the pivot high, pivot low, and then you look at that golden ratio around 7,300. Now, the other thing is, you might have noticed that I did it from that range right there. If I go from the bottom overall, from the previous market, from the previous market, not from this market, not from this market bottom. But if you go from that, it's around 7,820. So there is a case to be made for 8,000 on Ethereum, but Ethereum is not necessarily the same thing that cycle by cycle has hit that golden ratio. Not like Bitcoin. We can assume that it will, but I just don't know. So I don't have that confidence right now. But in the event that it does, then we're talking about somewhere in the neighborhood of 82. I want to say we'd be talking about, we're going to go here to about 85 through 7,000. That little box right there could be where it ends up. I'm not really confident on it, but that's what the golden ratio would tell you if you're playing it out, that somewhere in that range is where we're going to end up. And in fact, that's a little bit aggressive right there. Should be right there around 8,000. So, I mean, we'll keep watching and we'll keep paying attention to see if it breaks out and if we actually get this big move. But again, everything has to go through Bitcoin. Once Bitcoin has had a nice little run, then Ethereum will pick up steam and we're going to see an incredible blow off. And here's the thing. When we start to look at our caps, when we look at how much money do we actually need, here's what we need to do. 3.77 trillion is the market cap right now. I think we'll be at 4.5 trillion probably by the end of this month. I think we're going to see a nice big surge in this market in September. So there would be a nice one. Did you miss the update in CC? Yeah, we did. We covered all this yesterday. So just go back and watch yesterday's show. Hit 1.5 or 2.0 and just watch it real quick and go through it. As far as money goes, I'm really not sure about that. I'm out. I've lost, I lost my entire bag. So I've seen people who got some money back or something like that. I really don't know. I don't, I don't know. I don't like losing money, but here we are. So I really don't know what's going on over there. By the way, the way I see it is very simple. Look, CC put her work in for a year and it just didn't work out. And she was spending more money than she was bringing in on her real job just to keep the thing afloat. So, I don't know. Well, then you're good because I didn't get anything back. You know what I mean? I didn't get anything. So, we'll see what happens. We'll see. And I think that she's going to do I think she's supposed to be putting out an article when she finishes, kind of talking about everything. So, I mean, we'll see something. I mean, I lost Remember, I was one of the biggest liquidity providers at one point for the project. So I was pretty deep in it. So, you know, I don't know. So anyway, let's get back into it. Again, I'm not confident in this massive move. I'm not confident in these high ass numbers. So I'm just going to say that this little pie in the sky right here, which will turn green, to me, it would be a miracle to get into that range. All right. I just don't see it, but I want to be wrong. I do want to be wrong, but also fundamentally speaking, I think that if we got to 6,000 on Ethereum, that would be enough capital. That would be enough liquidity for just a massive, massive altcoin season. And my point to it before I got distracted was when we look at it from this context, 3.78 trillion is the market cap. If we pulled 400 billion out of Bitcoin total, kind of swapped it down into these lower caps right here to 2 trillion, taking this one to about 1.4 trillion. It goes down to total DeFi. Total DeFi is where we make our bread, right? This is where we're in. The last top on it was 200 billion, which means that for poetic justice, if you will, that there's going to be a much bigger run. Now, if we look at the much bigger run, then again, we'll apply the same logic that we did from the pivot low in the last market to the top right here. Then where does it give our golden ratio? It gives our golden ratio 530 million. So somewhere in between 400 and 500 billion dollars would seem to be the location that we're looking at for pushing into. And here we are right here. So, you know, it would make sense to see a blow off in the next 2 months, making that sort of move right there to get us into that range. Now, that was what the golden ratio is on total DeFi. Are we excited about total DeFi is the question. I think the answer to that is, and by the way, when I say we, I know we are, but institution is what really matters. So is institution really into it? And I think they secretly are. I think secretly we're starting to see that layering process. That's the only explanation that I can give you for Ethereum going from 1,384 up to almost $5,000. That's the only thing that makes sense because we're out of money, right? I mean, if you guys have a whole bunch of money because you've made a whole bunch of money in altcoins on this market, from where becomes the question? Because if you're out here and you're putting it in on a lot of different ones, then, you know, if you're taking a few shots, then you're probably losing more than you're winning. So even if you were a big holder in XRP, even if you had 50 grand in XRP at 50 cents, you know, now you're in a couple $100,000. Are you cashing it out? Are you moving it around? I don't think the answer to that is yeah. I think that people are waiting. So we are waiting. Institution is coming in 90 days ago. Again, we were talking about the Ethereum ETF being at 2 billion, that we were up 2 billion. We're up 13 billion right now. So we're having a massive move, and that's institutional grade investment. So DeFi, I think, is about to explode. I think the excitement is going to be there. I think they're already getting in. I think, and by the way, things like Ondo, things like SWI, all of those to me are signals that that's exactly what's happening, that we're really starting to see the players pop in, and they're layering in, they're layering into some of these large and mid caps, and we're going to see an explosion. We're going to see an explosion. And by the way, if you don't think that we're going to see an explosion, and you're telling me that the US is printing money so that nobody invests in risk assets, happy birthday, because you just turned 1. I don't know, because that's fucking silly. The risk assets continue to pump because money continues to come in. We're not going down while risk asset is booming. Okay, we're going down like we did right here for a different reason entirely. And that is because whatever happens. In this case, it was COVID. So down, and now we're back up at all-time highs. So we're going so much higher. But if you don't believe that, then look at the world. Hi, this is the world. And the world says, let's get this down so that it's in a kind of a range that we can see right there. The world says we are going so much higher because the world is still printing tons of money. So, I mean, if you're not bullish, you are not paying attention at all. You are listening to these dingbats like, I don't want to call them dingbat, I guess, goddamn. People like Carl the Moon, who every few days says, it's altcoin season, bro. It really is this time. And then a couple days later, he's like, well, I'm buying the dip. How about you? And then a couple days later, it's altcoin season, bro. They're farming you for engagement. And if you believe that being farmed for engagement is truth, that's on you, boo-boo. The data that you are looking at right now, the data that you're looking at right here is the data that tells you whether or not we're going to go up or down. Like I told you yesterday, and probably a couple days before that, have you tried to sell comic books? Have you tried to sell baseball cards? Those kind of businesses right now are booming. People are making ridiculous amounts of money buying and selling and flipping comic books and baseball cards and stuff like that. It is going nuts. So, and that's risk asset. So it's going to keep going up. It's going to keep going up. Again, total DeFi, probably going to 3 or 4x. So when that happens, we're going to have a huge move. Now, there is some truth, by the way. Some people have said there is some truth. And we talked about this yesterday. Because there are so many coins right now, so many tokens right now, it's not going to be as big a move as we want to see. It really is not, because it cannot be, because all of these shady characters have been trapping you into all of these different cryptos, and they just basically steal your liquidity over and over and over again. And then they leave your broke ass trapped at the bottom of some of these charts. And some of them will pump and you'll get a little bit of your money back, but only a few of them. I mean, there will be a lot by comparison, but only a few of them are really going to have that explosive sort of rip. I mean, you know, if you have meme coin after meme coin after meme coin, most of them probably get you a 3, a 4, or 5x from where they are right now because of the pairing, because of the favorability. But people are going to exit those positions, so you're not going to get huge pumps. But the ones that are supported, the Bretts that are out there doing that, the Pepes that are out there doing that, the people who are staying engaged and who are building communities and who are in communities that are continuing to build themselves, those are going to take off. The ones that give you a use case or a faux use case that makes it feel good for new investors, those people as well. But remember, the people that are out here right now, and by the way, yesterday, I saw that Volt was going to do something, and you know, I am supportive of Volt until the very end, guys. I'll tell you that. Chart doesn't look that good. All right, the chart does not set anything on fire right here. Okay, but when the market flips, because there's so many people who are paying attention to Volt and so many people who are still bullish, because they've got it's a micro community, but it is a fairly big micro community. They're going to have a nice pump. They're going to have a nice. Are they going to get the 50 billion market cap? There's nothing that justifies 50 billion market cap, but there's plenty of things that justify a billion or a 2 billion or a 3 billion market cap. Okay, this has more utility, more games, more swaps, more everything than almost any other meme coin out there. So of all of them, you know, Floki probably going to be a big one. Trump, because it's Donald Trump and it's a meme coin in his ecosystem, and I'm sure he'll come up with a way to pump it. I think it's going to be the first one to 100 billion market cap, but that's the kind of money that's going to come floating in. $100 billion going into the Trump meme coin, and you know, maybe Doge going to get 80, 90 billion market cap, SHIB 30 or 40 billion market cap. You know, we're going to get a lot of money is going to go into those big caps. So it's going to dilute a little bit. But again, when you get a bunch of SHIB money going crazy, it's going to funnel down into some of this other stuff. And things like Volt, again, billion market cap wouldn't be out of the norm for it to 100x. Also, you know what else could 100x? Just real easily. MK, because the Volt army, a little fractured right now. little fractured right now because there's different meme coins out there. One of them being meme linked, which is not directly competing with Volt, but you know. So this one also has a chance for a massive, massive run. So it is my opinion. And by the way, you can take it for whatever you want, because if I told you to buy over here, which I did, and you didn't, and it ripped like this, and you didn't make any money, that's your fault, boo-boo. If it came down and it dumped like this, and I said, you know what, it's probably going to pump back up, and we're probably going to get to this level right here, and you said, no thanks, and you didn't get in on it, and you didn't make any money off of it, that's on you, boo-boo, because it's doing it again. It's down here. It had a little micro pump over here, a little retest like it had right here. Then it broke back down, which is breaking back down right here. It's back down at the bottom of the range. And what's going to happen? It's going to run back up to the top of this range. Now, that range, not as big as it was before. That's only a 3x from where it is right now, but it's still a big run on tap getting ready to happen. The question is, will it break out? If it breaks out in the bull run and starts to really take off. And by the way, don't forget this. Some of you like Pablo, some of you don't like Pablo. I like Pablo, and I don't give a shit what you say if you don't like him. But he also understands the importance of a lot of different things. He goes out of his way to burn tokens all of the time. He goes out of his way to find new ways to engage his community and his audience. And he knows the value of getting listed on exchanges, and he goes after exchange listings and stuff like that. And guess what? It's going to be time for exchange listings real soon. It'll be time for good exchange listings. Okay. And he knows that. Everybody knows that. Make your project inevitable. And guess what? It will become inevitable. That's all you have to do. You want your project to be inevitable? Make it inevitable. And that's what Pablo is focused on. So we'll see a massive run from meme linked. Again, we'll see a massive one from Volt. All of these different ones, they're going to have their moments to shine. It's going to come at the end. It's going to come at the end. Right now, if you want to make money, Bitcoin, Ethereum, XRP, Solana, that's where the big money is going to flow first. Now, that will mean if you decide that you're going all in on these larger caps, that there will be a few mid caps and a few micro caps that do generational pumps. You will see. You will see some of those. But you're going to miss most of the pumps anyway. Okay. If you didn't have any Ethereum, you missed the big pump on Ethereum. Oh, well, doesn't mean you can't use it. Doesn't mean you can't still transact with it. Doesn't mean you won't have micro caps or mid caps that start to break out. Okay. Just all you have to do is pay attention. All you have to do is just pay attention to the way that the market is moving and trust the. Also, if you trust the, become a member of the channel. That helps me out tremendously. You become a member, then you become blue, like DGen Brian or DGen Brian or Mike Volmer. And you look so pretty when you're in the chat right now. By the way, blue is definitely your color. So sign up and become a become a member. And Daniel says after MSI, no way. And that's fair. Like look, if you don't like something that happened, step away. It's okay. I don't mind. To me, I'm not a fan. Everybody always has trust issues, and I'm with that. You know what I mean? Like I understand, but that's not Pablo. That's not Pablo. So, you know what I mean? Anyway, become a member, sign up at Terra Casino. I don't know how you did over the weekend. But we had college football. Louisville went absolutely nanners. Had a really good time. I don't think that their twos played very well. Coins Chick is in the house. We've got a legend in the building. The post is up. So we're going to go to it right now. And guys, I'm going to read it to you. I'm not going to make some crazy chick voice because, you know what I mean? Like, I'm not going to do that. All right, let's see what we got here. We got, holy shit, we got to go a long way here. All right. Okay, so Why I ended CCC. In short, I was burnt out, losing money, working myself to the bone, and getting nowhere. Was it a scam or a rug? No. I wanted it to be successful. I did not pull liquidity. I sold tokens that I bought. Did I profit? Hell no, not even close. Here's the thing. Most won't take the time to realize before blasting away with their opinions. CCC had very few real holders left. Everyone sold and sold as I bought and bought to keep it afloat. 90% of the significant wallets that were left belonged to me and the team. In fact, there was only one non-team wallet that even had $1,000 in it, and that wallet has been reimbursed. CCC made it to 400K twice, and I held on. It was my love and passion. I worked hard for a year while working regular jobs. I worked on it from my sister's hospital room while she was in a coma, and I worked on it while I was at my jobs. I had some great people on my team, but as time went on, most of them became less and less active. More recently, I have been begging some of them for help, and whether it was just life getting in the way or lack of interest, it fell on deaf ears. So then I'm left wondering how long until they wreck the chart and leave me behind. I've had 3 teammates do it already, all the largest holders at the time, and I was left to repair the damage. And by the way, I have a lot more than $1,000 in it. So I was a non-team wallet. I mean, unless you consider me a teammate, and then thank you. So then I'm left wondering how long before they wreck, blah, blah, blah. One of them swore he was there for the long haul, but basically got tired of me not wanting to be with him and left. The other, Crypto Ball, aka Hedge Cat from the LFGO community team, got mad at me over a political joke, sold big, and told others to sell. Now, where's number 8? And then told me to go hang myself for good measure, knowing I already wanted to. So at this point, I'm buying every week. Chart is still falling. No new buyers. I'm paying for volume, asking for help, and praying they don't destroy me. So that's why I sold. And I didn't sell the top. I didn't buy low. I bought everywhere from pump fund to 400K. I estimate I've easily put over $40,000 into this project and walked away with about 20K. But if you check my wallet, you can see it's not even that because I've been giving it back to the holders. Now on to BCB. I thought Blockchain Beauties was going to be a huge hit. It got off to a bad start because we tried something new, making it an extension of CCC. It didn't have a Solana liquidity pool. It was paired with CCC, my own personal bag. The launch started off well, but a few of my team members messed up and started buying the launch with pre-owned CCC, meaning no soul was entering the ecosystem for these buys. So they essentially artificially inflated the price of BCB, meaning the snipers could absolutely crush CCC on their way out. It gets worse. One of them panic sold and accelerated the crash. I was living on a space. I was live on a space and only seeing the chart. So I started panic buying to push BCB back up, and that only made things worse. Later, there was demand for BCB to have its own Solana liquidity pool, so I added some SOL, but the liquidity was low. So recently, I added 25 more Solana at the time of this great rug that BCB pool only had 16 SOL left, and BCB was down to a 40K market cap again, and with very few real holders left. But that didn't stop the beauties, my friends, from turning on me immediately, like Deviled Megs, the furious one who said that she was furious about what had happened. I think we saw that. She was just so upset that I could do this. 3 days later, she gets exposed by Zach XBT for collecting $1,200 per tweet to promote things to get you rugged. She's also been sugarcoating things lately. She got paid 1 million BCB per week since April. Now she's saying something about getting 1% before and 1% after. No, she asked for a long-term partnership. She got it, and she was paid indefinitely. I will say she never sold any. Now, she has me blocked, but when she allegedly had her wallet drained and asked for handouts, guess who was there? I only sent $100 but she's downplaying it as $20 for some reason. Also, when she accidentally sent pics of her boobs in a Good Morning Post, she said I was the only one who cared enough to alert her, as thousands had just viewed it. But hey, I took back 16 of my own 25 SOL, so F me, right. Now for Lena, she's big mad at me too. The girl who rugged her own Lena coin in a week and pretended it never happened. The one who gets 1 million BCB every week and dumps in immediately as she tells you to buy it, then there is her wallet right there. Then you have Web3 Mermaid X, which I assume is going to be Lexi. Yeah, Lexi. Another one super upset about the project, yet she's another one that tells you to buy it, acts like she loves it, but dumps every time she gets paid. Shortly after we signed her as an ambassador, she lost her account, meaning no following, not very useful to us. Did I get rid of her? No. Gave her a raise and instructed everyone to push her new account hard. Just a couple days ago, after bashing me publicly, she sent me a message to check on me, but she just wanted a screenshot to share in her new group chat. Then she blocked me. Thanks for checking on me, Lex. Love you. And there's her wallet as well. I have nothing bad to say about Annabelle. She believed in me and the project. She tried hard for it. Her efforts ramped up when the others faded. Sucks that she's mad at me, but I love her anyway and did refill her wallet. Hannah Hughes, always solid. She didn't really want to be part of BCB. After a while, I reached out as a friend and told her I needed her help. She agreed, but all we really did was add her to the banner. I don't even know if she realized she was getting BCB each week, but she never touched it, nor did she tell you to buy. She is the only one from the group who didn't feel the need to attack me for her own benefit. And that kind of sums up blockchain beauties for right now. Let me see if am I missing anyone? Nothing bad to say. 23. I think I got it. Yeah, I think did I get that? Yeah. Okay. So there you go. If I'm missing a part of it, by the way, if I'm missing a part of it, then let me know, because I feel like I got it all. Let me hit refresh and make sure. It was 25. So yeah, I think I got all through it. So we're good. Yeah, so there you go. There you have it. Most of the money originally was CC's to begin with. She was trying to take care of and manage. Oh, so it's capped at 25. There's more to come. So as the rest of it comes out, guys, we'll share it. If it's not today, then it'll be tomorrow, and we'll share the rest of it tomorrow so that you guys know exactly what's going on. And, look, as you guys have always said, you talk about everything being a rug, or, anything that goes down is some kind of rug pull. And that's just simply not the case. What you saw was somebody who worked on their project diligently every single day, put in the work, put in the effort every single day, hired basically some people to come in and help, to try to motivate and to try to bring in new investors for you. And they weren't doing that. By the way, some of you guys are invested because of me. But there's also a limit to how many people are going to end up buying. There's a limit to this kind of stuff. So, at some point it was saturated. So no new people were coming in, and the market has been just unbearable. We go around and we look at CC, but I mean, we don't have to look at CC. We can look at every single project everywhere. They're all doing the same thing. They're all, ooh, my buy just got triggered. We're at $1 on API 3. So my buy just got triggered, by the way, not the sidetrack. But this is every project doing the same thing. And by the way, you can go to Shiba Inu with its insane, incredible high billions of dollar market cap and all of that. I mean, it's been trending in the same realm now for how long? I mean, how long has Shiba Inu just been sitting where it is? I mean, this is our one big thing right there. This is our one big meme coin. And it's way up for the person who invested in the very, very beginning. It's way up. But I mean, does that not look like a rug pull to you, to everybody? And you know that it's not. You understand that it's not, but that is the market. So there you have it. There you have it. And at least you now know at least you now know that you can go to CoinCheck X account and you can check out the receipts for any and everything that happened. And my wallet's down below. You can check mine out at any time. So one of the good things about being out here in public is it's all right in front of you. And there you have it. Didn't work. Look, I'm going to say this to CC. I'm not sure it would have helped, but I think if it had lasted 2 to 3 more months, we would have gotten into the parabolic part of the bull run and maybe something good would have happened. But I don't know. I don't know for sure. Everybody's got their sphere, something like that. And, if it's not growing, if it's not, if you're not blowing up there, you just don't know what's going to happen. I think it would have gotten an easy 3 to 5x, gone to a 500,000 market cap and been a little more tolerable for people to cash out or something like that. But again, most likely it would have done what I said, which is about a 10 million market cap, but you don't know. It could have done nothing. And she could have just sunk another $20,000, $30,000 into it just to maintain a chart that is not attracting enough new people into it. Remember, we're in a scalper's market right now, and people are just PvPing each other to death. Okay. That's really what's happening. I'm going to show you something here that I'm not going to show you where it is, but I'm going to show you, by the way, before I say it, I'm going to tell you I've never done it. Oh, never mind. They finally caught it. Okay. I'm going to show it to you right here because they've been banned finally. But I was invited into a chat not that long ago. And it's right here. It's called the dark side. Okay. What is the dark side? Bundled rugs. Do you know what that is? Bundled rugs means that there's this guy and he created an app. Now, I never downloaded the app because I thought it was a scam to begin with. Turns out it was not a scam, or it was not a scam on me. It was a scam on everybody else. Okay. But what you do is you reach out to him directly. He gives you this software, and it's basically it's called the bundler or something like that. And what it does is you create something between like 20 and 50 wallets. Like you create a bunch of wallets, and this thing does it for you. It creates a bunch of wallets, and then you put like $100 in, and it puts like $5 or $10 into each one of the wallets for you, or you put in however much it is. I think the agreed upon amount is something like 1 Solana. So like $200 is the maximum amount that you can use. If you use more and he catches you, he bans you from using it or disables it or whatever it is. But what he does is you get in and you just turn it on and it starts buying and selling on the chart, making you a profit. The average profit that people make off of it is 10x to 26x, 10 to 26x on every single project. And again, a bundled rug. What does a bundled rug mean? Well, it means that let's use Weasel. It means that on Weasel, like for example, this thing right here, in this first hour right here, this is when you do all your business right here. And then boom, from that point on, all you're doing is dumping on it. So you're buying, selling, and you're making a bunch of money off of it because you bought here so low, and then you started dumping on it when it hit like 3 and 4 and 5x, and then boom, you make a whole bunch of, so you turn 1 Solana into 3 or 4 or 5 Solana every single time. They're called bundled rugs, and they launch every day, all day long, over and over and over again. And you're basically just PvPing against one another for doing that shit. I mean, that's really what that's really what it is. So, I mean, oh, here we go. So there's more. 25. So now we got to find 26. Okay. Don't be nice to me. Ugh. Now my team and my friend believes crypto took the biggest hit and they are the least upset. We are still in contact and we'll get everything worked out. Believes crypto, who is not an official team member, probably did the most for the project, at least second to, I don't know who Crypto P is right there. Tom. He promoted us every day and not for any payments. He bought, he staked, he provided liquidity. He did receive payments from me occasionally, and he didn't ask for and couldn't stop me. So just so you guys understand, I did this because I wanted to, and CC didn't owe me anything. I valued her. I valued her team. So I wasn't getting paid. Okay. He put his money where his mouth is, and he absolutely did not see it coming. And that would be true. I did not see it coming. I was really excited about the opportunity that there was. Okay. So, and I felt like, I mean, at some point, of course I would have sold, but you know, if I consider $400 a month over the course of maybe 6 to 8 months, because I'm not doing a whole lot. You know what I mean? It's something like that, then, you know, maybe I would have sold 4,000 or 5,000 at 10 million market cap. You know, I had a plan, but, you know, just didn't reach it. So I appreciate it. Thank you so much. And respect. Not a fan of how it ended, but I was a fan of the journey. Is that fair? All right. So, all right, here we go. Devi, September 1st. If you saw the new roadmap, you know Devi will be bridged from the Ethereum representation to the native token on DevX. DevX transactions will utilize Devi, further driving usage and volume. Big things are coming. Here we have it right now. Devi will be bridged from the ERC-20 representation to the native token on DevX. That is coming very, very soon. Now, that doesn't mean there won't be some liquidity still in Ethereum. I think I'm pretty sure it's going to be necessary, very necessary at this point. So if you have any, I would certainly get some. Also, I've reached out to Definity to see if they would like to continue partnering, because I really like what these guys are doing. Now, what I don't like in relation to Definity is how the market has reacted over the last 24 hours. Problem with this, you can see right here, there was a little bit of a sell-off about an hour ago. It was one investor, by the way. So it was one investor that did another sell-off to prices that we haven't seen in a couple of days. So I'm not really done. You know what I mean? Like the last time it came down here ended up pumping up to here to $7-8 million market cap. So I think that it's going to have an aggressive reversal. But again, I think the market conditions have to be right for it. And when I look at it this way, I might be convincing myself that it's in this kind of trend right here. But, you know, it really looks like we're about to see a big move, which is going to correspond with, you know, when you do this, depending on the amount of time, it might be a little bit, you know, difficult to get above, say, right there. So it might be difficult to get over that 9 to 10 million market cap right there. But if it does have a breakout in the bull run, which I think, you know, certainly could happen, 13 million market cap right there would be a fantastic number for them. I think that would be a really good one. Now, if I zoom out here, the launch here, I don't know. Again, those are one of those candles where I'm just not sure that you know, I'm just not sure that big crazy candle thing is a valid one. Like that's a bot something or other that screwed up the chart. Like I'm looking here more like 40, 50 million. This range right here at 25 million. Let's do this right here. 25 million right there. Refresh. So where do I think this thing goes? I mean, to me, seems like an easy 10x to get to right there. So, and that's, again, some spots there where you've been multiple times. You've had your full-on dip. Let's remember what happened with Devi when Devi started its journey. Once the people stopped selling off on the pre-sale, once that was done, which was, I think, October of last year, went up to $1.80. So I think this can do the same thing. or could do the same thing. So we'll see how it plays out. But it would be my estimation that there's some big opportunity right here. Institutional crypto trading continues to accelerate, fueled by the rise of ETFs and a maturing market landscape as regulatory clarity improves, infrastructure sales. Oh, by the way, I did recommend Pendle to the Devi team. So you might see, by the way, not because of me, I don't know that that's going to lead to anything, but I think that makes it a natural fit because Pendle is an institutional grade lender that uses the Aave protocol for its processes here. So, and Aave, by the way, I mean, was a very unique solution to a big problem in these markets. So copying, that's exactly what you should be doing. If it's a good idea, it's a good idea. So as regulatory clarity improves, infrastructure scales, and investor confidence deepens, the next frontier is spot digital asset holding, a natural progression in institutional adoption. Definity Markets isn't just keeping pace with this evolution, it's architected for it. Purpose-built to meet the demands of institutional-grade execution, compliance, and transparency, it stands ready to support the next wave of digital asset integration. DAI. Digital asset integration. DAI. I just made that up there. No, I didn't. There's actually a DAI token. Coin. Stable coin. Whatever. Now, meet Michael Idzkowski, Global Head of Sales at Definity Markets. We're thrilled to spotlight Michael, a driving force behind Definity Markets' global expansion and client success. With a career rooted in fintech and institutional relationship management, Michael brings us a rare blend of analytical precision and commercial acumen to the table. Now, if you look at this, if you kind of break this down, I don't think it's hard for this crypto to 10x from where it is right now, 2.6 million market cap, to a 26 million market cap for something that's already been to a 50 million market cap. So when I say that I think that there's some opportunity, I don't know that it's going to catch the world on fire. I don't know that it's going to absolutely explode and be the greatest thing ever and, become that life-changing sort of thing. But I have a feeling that based on the information provided, that once there's a discovery, if this guy's any good, then some institution out there is going to find this and they're going to say to themselves, if I just hold some of these tokens, they're going to be worth millions and millions and millions and millions and millions of dollars if they agree that this is a thing. So if this guy has it right, then we could be looking at just an absolutely dynamic, incredible breakout. Okay. If it just goes to where Devi is, to be fair, Devi's at market cap right now, I think 35 million, 40 million. If it just goes there, it's almost a 20x from where it is. So that's all it's going to take. And we are heading into the part of the market where those kind of things are going to start popping off all the time. So it would be my estimation. Should have yourself a bag. Should absolutely have yourself a bag. We got a final post from CC. Hold on one second. Let me get over there. If you're going to talk about how handsome I am, they already know, okay? All right. So to sum it up, the ecosystem had about 40,000 worth of SOL in it. 33 of that was in CC. The rest was spread over the other tokens. End of the day, I walked with 20K after a year of work, living in Telegram, no days off, no fun nights out. I gave a year of daily hard work and spent $40,000 to walk away with 20,000. And then I started giving the 20,000 away, which is why my new bio says worst scammer ever. Love me, hate me. I don't really care anymore. I'm out. Best of luck to everyone. It's been awesome. So there you have it, guys. Hopefully she doesn't leave. But there you have it. There you have all of it. All right. So World Liberty Financial enters the top 100 and dumps is the only big dump of the day. I like saying that because look, WLFI, I'm not even looking at it right now. I'm waiting for a real bottoming sort of dump into it. I haven't even looked again. I haven't even looked at the charts really. I have no idea what's going on with it, but I expected that it was going to dump because insiders are going to make, look, these guys are going to pay all their insiders. Okay. If you, by the way, if you thought that Donald Trump was going to pump your bag before his millionaire, billionaire buddies, you're out of your fucking mind. Okay. He was going to pump their bag, and they make all this money out the back door. They're going to cash in, and then we have an opportunity. Remember, we already saw it with the Trump token. Trump token took off, absolutely launched. 11 people made millions upon millions of dollars, and almost everybody else lost their ass. Don't forget that. WLFI, why would it be different? By the way, that's not an indictment of Donald Trump. Just understand, that's an indictment of the crypto market. Donald Trump didn't do that, but Donald Trump did give opportunity to people who are doing that. Which, does that make him responsible? I don't think so. It's the market is the market. I mean, how do you pay people? How do you spread your coins and tokens? You give people early buys. The only people that got the early buys, or the earliest buyers, were like the Trump token holders and stuff like that. Like, you give them an advantage, and then they're going to use that advantage to take advantage of you. So I don't want to be taken advantage of. So fuck that. I'll wait until there's a nice big dip. And more than likely, I'm not going to enter WLFI. More than likely, I'm just going to buy more Trump tokens. You know what I mean? All right. So Sky's up 15% today. BitGet continues to fucking soar. BitGet is up another 9% today. Pump's up 9% today. Maker's up 14%. ENA is up 8.9% today. Having a nice little reversal sort of day. Beam up 11%. ZBCN. Oh, we got to go this way. 8% on the day. By the way, I keep moving my studio around just a little bit, trying to get things back and right. Getting the green screen glare off of me, stuff like that. Just trying to do that to make it a little bit easier. And I want to be able to point my finger. So I might need a new camera pretty soon. CC, if you want to buy me a new camera, because I can't finger my bubbles. And it goes right in the bubble, and then it disappears right there. Where'd it go? Where'd my hand? It's right in the eigenlayer. Just stuck it right in the eigenlayer. I don't know if that's a metaphor or anything, but it's fucking hilarious. Anyway, so I'm gonna have to get a new camera here, I think, for some better range of motion and stuff. Which also gonna need a new mount up here, because the mount that's behind me, it only goes up. I think it's, what am I, 6 foot tall? I'm 6 foot tall, and the camera is like 6 foot tall on a standing desk. It's one of those stand-up, sit-down desks that, you eat up and down. Anyway, USDJ down 36.8, Troll up 13, Merle up 13, Track up 15%, moving around, Wild up 14%, Liberty down 13.7%, SXT up a little bit, Dolo down 20, Nobody up 16, SoMe down 29%. Ta, which is Trust AI, up 158%. Dog with Ski Mask up 15% on the day. Woo! Is it Invective? Inverse Financial is up 11% on the day. A2Z up 18%. AIAT down 15%. Jelly. Oh, so smelly. Or whatever you say. I don't know. It's just jelly. Up 32% on the day. Fonz Smart Chain up 31%. Spark up 30%. And by the way, just so you guys understand, all of this right here should tell you that there's plenty of money in this market. The cryptos that you're looking at just haven't found a way to capture it. Okay. Devi hasn't found a way to capture this money yet. Theirs is going to come from that announcement. People are not, really, that's what's going to happen. It's going to come from their big announcement of their big partner, which I assume is NASDAQ. I don't know, but again, I think that it is. Same thing for everything else. Like you got to find, you have to create that we're going to get into something that's going to have a cult-like mentality, like Trump meme coin. We're going to have something like that. We're going to get into it. We're all going to make billions upon billions upon billions of dollars. All right. That's the way that it's going to run. All right. So fear and greed index sitting at 49. We're still neutral. Would like to see this come back down into the 30 range so that we can then just go all in on Bitcoin. And then from there, watch that bag grow like crazy. Want to see that happen. Money still coming off of the exchanges. Let's go look and see what it looks like on the ETF. Now, there was no ETF yesterday, so we're still dealing with the data from the day before. Solana, same thing, 73,000 Solana went into their ETF. So another positive day, totally up 214,000 right now. The Solana ETFs have not even launched. This is just the one SSK Rex Osprey. This is just, and I think that's Canadian. So I mean, guys, we are going so much higher. I don't know. DEX volume, by the way, Ethereum still number one. We did have a couple days where Solana was number one at 3.82 billion. Today, 3.6 billion for Solana, BSC 2.3, Base 1.5, Hyperliquid 1 billion, Arbitrum 700 million, Avalanche 461 million. Beyond that, not a lot, not nearly as much activity. I guess we'll say SWE, which has 421 million, and Unichain with 300 million. Beyond that, kind of light for the rest of them, but that's usually the way that it goes. Those are the first ones where we really start to see it kind of dip out, but is still Ethereum's market. So anybody who thought differently, you're fooling yourself. It is still an Ethereum market. $518 billion bridged, 151 billion in stable coins. Ethereum is the institutional blockchain at this point. Solana is the meme coin blockchain at this point. BSC is the substitute for Solana, but it's not Solana. And then Base is trying, and Base will probably succeed. Brian Armstrong is a criminal. He still stole my money. So they're still sitting on, I think, $3,000. Oh, yeah, I lost $3,000 on that one too. But the whole Base thing was I hate Brian Armstrong. Let me tell you something. I hate Brian Armstrong. The fact that they stole my USDC. That's the part that pisses me off. Solana USDC. Did you know it's not supported? But they support Solana, a blockchain, but they don't support a stable coin. Do you see the criminality bullshit that they're trying to pull on you? That is so disgusting. That is so disgusting. To me, anyway, which is why I have no respect for Coinbase. That is the most garbage thing I've ever seen. By the way, CoinMarketCap has redesigned their website. I love it. So much cleaner than it was before. They've minimized, they've changed the way that it's the form and the layout, stuff like that. I love what they've done with it so far. A little bit easier to get through here, a little bit easier to read. So that'll be something for another time. In the meantime, I'm going to get out of here. It's time to go get that workout on. So you guys, it's not financial advice. I'm always right. I appreciate you. Thank you. By the way, you see all these little things back here in the background in the videos? Today, this morning, I had this epiphany. An epiphany is not a stripper that I met. Epiphany is this idea, this thing that popped up in my head. And what I'm going to do is this is going to be a Bleaves video. I think I'm going to go through here and I'm going to make like Bleaves videos on the back here so that people are going to be like, oh my God, you're so full of yourself. You're such an asshole. I'm going to be like, yeah, I totally am. So anyway, you guys have a good day. And I'm glad that we got some clarity from CC because I think that everybody kind of needed it a little bit. You know, we needed to feel that, you know, we needed to get some closure, I think. I think a lot of people did want to see some closure on it so that they understand something. And by the way, nothing that she said is going to fix you, because if you think something's a scam, you'll always think something's a scam. You're always, you know, it's always everybody else's fault. You know what I mean? My fault or somebody else's fault. But you decide what you invest in. I give you information on it, but you have to make a decision for yourself. So if you made a decision, and by the way, when I say this. If you made a decision and it didn't work out, don't worry about it. Don't worry about it, because the next one will. I believe in you. I believe in this market. I believe in me. So I think that we are going to be fine. We're not always going to be right, but I'm going to lie to you and tell you that I'm always right. You know why? Because this is not financial advice, and I'm always right. You guys have a good day, and we'll see you tomorrow.
I'm looking for the good life, good life. Sitting on top of the world, I wanna be shining like diamonds and pearls. I want you to go.